Hi, this is Nicholas Yock, a registered migration agent from Pathway to Oz. Alright, so you have lodged your expression of interest and requested an invitation for general skilled migration. Now what? So now essentially you need to wait to receive an invitation from immigration, alright? So lodging the expression of interest is the first step, waiting to receive the invitation is the next step. And just lodging the expression of interest doesn't mean that you will get a bridging visa. Only once you get invited and apply for the visa will you get that bridging visa. So when will the next invitation round be so I can be invited? No one knows is the honest answer. Immigration will, for the skilled independent visa, will generally run about, 2, 3 or 4 rounds per year. So it could be, tomorrow, it could be in 6 months. No one knows exactly. Can I do anything to boost my chances of receiving an invite? Great question. While you are waiting, I would always recommend to try and boost your points if possible. So some ways to boost your points, which you might be able to do, is score higher level of English. So if you're proficient, try and go for superior. If you've got a partner, have they done skill assessment? Have they got competent English? You could look to do that. If you speak another language, you could look to take the NAATI CCL translator test as well. So anytime you do have any additional information or documentation, you can update your expression of interest. So once you lodge it, you can update it at any time. So should you prepare the documents for the visa? If you lodge your expression of interest, you get the invitation. You will have about 60 days to apply for the visa, okay? So you can prepare some documents for it, like work experience and education documents. I would never recommend to prepare like the police checks or the medicals, just because they do have an expiration date, and that expiration date is at time of decision. So you don't specifically need to have the medicals or the police checks done before you lodge the visa. If you apply too early for these, you might have to end up paying again and getting these again. The other documents like your passports, relationship, marriage certificate, yeah, you can get all that stuff sorted. The work experience and education documents you probably got from your skill assessment anyway, but realistically, it's not too important to prepare your documents unless your visa is expiring really shortly, then you can. All right, so what about state migration, the 190 or the 491? State migration is a slightly different process. So once you've lodged your expression of interest, you can say, hey, I want to be invited by the states for the 190 or 491 and the 189. But basically each state has a different process. So some states will want you to lodge a separate registration of interest. Some states will just say, look, you've lodged it, just wait, we'll contact you if we want to invite you. This process does change regularly. So I would recommend that you check with the individual states, what the requirements are. And should I have a look at other visa options? Yes, 1000% you should have a look at other visa options. In migration, it's always good to have a migration plan A, B, and C. So obviously we want the 189, if we're not invited, the 190, if not 491. But what if you're not invited for any of them? Can you get an employer-sponsored visa, 482, 186? Do you have a partner? Could you do a training visa? Could you do a working holiday, student, etc.? It's always good to have that backup option, just because no one can guarantee when those invitation rounds will be. I hope you found this information helpful. If you are looking to speak to someone about your specific circumstances, jump online and book in a consultation with one of our migration agents. Thank you.